Ladies, gentlemen, 2025. It has now officially been 20 years since Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and you are currently watching this on the release date for Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul. Unfortunately for me, it's actually still 2024. In fact, it's only December 14th. As you probably know, when I go on vacation, I usually like to record a bunch in advance, so I'm just going to pretend that I'm in the future now. Hopefully I managed to finish my reading goals. It would really suck if I lost the ultimatum and had to have to read Iron Flame. So since my last TBR video, I have read Somewhere Beyond the Sea, Ship of Magic, Frankenstein, My Roommate is a Vampire, Horror Movie, Needful Things, Sundial, The Heroes, Notes on an Execution, and Then There Were None, The Fury of the Gods, Red Country, Mad Ship, Make My Wish Come True, A Little Hatred, Trouble with Peace, Sharp Ends, Wind and Truth. And today I would like to talk to you about all the things I plan to read for the year of 2025. And 2024 is going to be hard to beat because while I did not read as many books as I did the previous year, I read some absolute bangers. Oh man, probably my best reading year ever just in terms of how many amazing books I read. So many like brand new favorites. All around a really fantastic year for reading. But I'm a little bit burnt out on big stuff. I read a lot of big books recently. So I'm going to start the year by winding down and reading some shorter books from other series I've been keeping up with. Going to be jumping back into the Dresden Files with the 5th and 6th books. Once I finish those, I'm actually going to be making a Dresden video again, just updating you on my journey so far. Also going to be going through a couple more Discworld books. So what I have up next is The Truth and then Going Postal, two that I'm very excited to read. Also an audio going to be getting through a bit more of Dungeon Crawler Carl. And once I got the itch for some Dent stuff again, I'm going to be jumping back into the Wheel of Time, Lord of Chaos, which I believe is the longest book in the series. Not sure if I'm looking forward to that or dreading it. We'll see. That brings me to probably my biggest goal of the year, which is to finally finish the Wheel of Time. I was horribly off on my prediction last year. I thought I would be at least 10 books into the series. That was stupid. That was dumb. But I am really going to make an effort to finish it this year. It probably will take the full year. Yeah, I'm enjoying the series. I just really want to finish it. A few other things I'll be reading in the next couple months. We, of course, have Mickey 7 up here. It's being adapted into a film by Bong Joon-ho. We got Robert Pattinson. It looks really good. And the book is very short, so we're actually going to be doing a group read with this on my Discord, like we did with Wind and Truth. The link is always in the description if you'd like to join us. I think this one's definitely more accessible than Wind and Truth, because it's, standalone. It's like 300 or less pages. And as for new releases, there's a new book by Stephen Graham Jones. I believe it is a vampire book. He's definitely become a day one author for me. We'll be checking that out for sure. There is also a brand new Hunger Games coming out, which we will also be doing a group read for. It's also one I'll be reading with my book club. I'm kind of excited for it, but I really hated the last one, so I don't know why. It is, based on Woody Harrelson's Hunger Games, which, is something people have always wanted to see. Even though I'm pretty sure we do see it in one of the books. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Also, before the spring, I'll hopefully have Ship of Destiny under my belt, finishing off the live ship traders. I just thought the first 2 books were absolutely incredible. If Ship of Destiny is any close to those books, this will easily be one of the best series I've ever read. I'll probably take a bit of a break from Robin Hobb then, but I do plan to also get through the Tawny Man trilogy, hopefully by the end of the year. May is going to be a fun month because we finally have a new book from Joe Abercrombie, the start of a new series, The Devils. I've heard amazing things from people who already have arcs, and I'm so excited to jump into another world from him. This time I believe it's, more historical, so I think that'll be really interesting. And there is, of course, he was never going to stop, a new book from Stephen King. To many people's chagrin, Never Flinch is the 7th book featuring Holly Gibney, who I know is a well-liked character, but there are a lot of people who are kind of sick of her at this point. And I'm not, because I, enjoy all of her books. But I can understand why people might want, something else from Stephen King. But I'm of the opinion that, at this point, he can just do whatever he wants. Come on. It would be really funny, though, if Holly ends up being in more books than Roland. And as far as other Stephen King books go, as always, I'd like to get through another chunk of his bibliography. This year, I'm actually going to be focusing on the Bachman books. Maybe not all of them, but I'd like to get a few of them under my belt. Most notably, The Long Walk and The Running Man, which both have new movies coming out. Notably, The Running Man is being directed by Edgar Wright, who's one of my favorite directors. Hell yeah. As I said, I'll be reading Wheel of Time throughout the year, but of course they will be broken up by other series I'm making my way through. One I'll be making an effort to read more of, for sure, is The Poppy War. I read the first one in 2013 with my intention to read the full series, and while I thought the book was really good, it was so, that book just really messed me up. It was a real downer, so I put the rest of them aside for a while. But Rebecca has a new book coming out in August, Catabasis. I don't know if I said that right. After Babel and Yellowface, I've just become so interested in her as an author, and I'm really excited to see what she does next. But before I see that, I do want to finish off the Poppy War trilogy, so those will be getting read before August. After those, going to be breaking up my Wheel of Time reading with something else, something I've owned for quite a while, but I never really had the chance to get into it until now. The Gentleman Bastard Sequence, a series that's a bit infamous for, being one of those that's probably never going to see an ending. However, the premise sounds amazing. I've heard amazing things about it. I don't know if I'll read all 3 of them this year, but the series will definitely be getting started. And I should note there does actually seem to be some progress happening with the writing of the series, so yeah, that's cool too. Also, I'll probably read Hellbent too at some point this year. I read a book a while ago by Victoria Schwab. It's called A Darker Shade of Magic. Did not like it. But I'm not one to discredit an author just after one book, especially one, as popular and beloved as Schwab. So I'm going to give her another chance with the book that she has coming out this year called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And yes, it is entirely because I think that title is awesome. It's another vampire book, if you've been following me for a while, you probably figured I enjoy vampire books. That's literally what the comic I am currently making is about. You can read the preview down below. But yeah, hopefully this one does more for me than Darker Shade of Magic did. And let me know if there's other ones from her I should check out as well. Other standalones, I want to read Piranesi. Someone was nagging me about that. Like, what have you read Piranesi yet? Probably read The Princess Bride over there. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, I should really read that. I might do Sword of Kaigan. We'll see about that. And maybe another Agatha Christie or two. We'll see. Of course, every year since the Game of Thrones show ended, I have been reading a Song of Ice and Fire book. Of course, with the hopes that I would be caught up in time for Winds of Winter. I'm down to the last one, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This is a collection of 3 novellas that is getting turned into a show later this year, so that actually kind of works out well. But yeah, that is the last bit of Song of Ice and Fire content left. So get on it, George. 2026, I'll probably just have to start a reread or something. At the time recording this, Brandon Sanderson has not done his year-end blog where he just updates you on everything happening. But I'm pretty sure Isles of the Emberdark is coming out this year. I don't think White Sand is anymore, but he also has a new short story collection of non-Cosmere stories coming out. So those will be ones I'll definitely read. I also still have to read Frugal Wizard and Legion. And there's also a Dark One audiobook. A lot of, even on Sanderson's off years, even after he just wrote, the biggest book of his life, the man can't be stopped. I'm gonna do a Sanderson tier list, though. I don't know exactly when it will be, but that will happen this year. It's kind of pointless to wait for him to release more books because they're always coming out. Now, I've mentioned dozens of books here, but obviously I have no idea what my final tally is gonna look like. There's always books I'll hear about for the first time during the year and just read spontaneously, and I also have no idea what's in store for my book club this year besides Hunger Games. Hi, Submissive and Readable's first book of the year will be The 3 Body Problem. Reminder, you can follow us on Instagram, also down in the description. That'll do it. Here is to another hopefully fantastic year. Set my Goodreads challenge for a conservative 55. We'll see how I do. Let me know what you will all be reading throughout the year. Give me some recommendations. I'll see you all very soon because we have a fat one to talk about, don't we? Now remember, it's December 14th for me. I'm not even halfway done yet. It's kind of nuts so far. We'll see how it went.